And specifically as men, there's certain things that we need to do as men to be successful. There's things that thousands and thousands of men have done, probably millions of men have done in their lifetime prior to us being here during our lifetime, and will be here after we're gone. And those successful traits come from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different conditionings, a lot of different environments that these individuals grew up in, and the mindset that they had, and the desire for success, and the desire to not give up and to not quit and to get back up when you get knocked down. That's what part 2 of being a humble man is all about. Again, 6 habits that determine a man's success. Once you have looked within and you have identified and aligned yourself with those 5 traits that define a humble man, I believe that you've got the whole package and you are ready to apply these 6 habits that will determine your success as a man. And again, 6 habits that determine a man's success. There is a roadmap, a journey that we all take, and there's different choices that we make that guide us down the journey for successes and failures. And it's how we respond, it's how we react, it's what we do after the success or the failure. Are we satisfied? Are we dissatisfied? Do we desire to achieve more? Do we desire to always become and strive to do better today than yesterday and better tomorrow than today? That's what the 5 traits that define a humble man is all about. And that's what the 6 habits that determine a man's success is all about. And I've been on this journey now. It's getting close to 3 years, and I've been on a sober journey. I'm 2 years and 10 months sober on November 1st. Celebrate. It's been easy not to drink, honestly, but it's been difficult to redefine who I am, my core values, what I will accept and not accept, and the steps that I'm taking to build a better life for myself and for my family, specifically my sons. And I want to leave a legacy. I want to show others that it is possible and that you can do it. And despite the challenges that you face, it is possible to achieve and to continue fighting. And so, number 1, discipline. I was never disciplined in my life, to a certain extent in certain areas of my life, meaning that you couldn't get me to study in school, you couldn't get me to read, but I sure would work hard and be disciplined for lifting weights and playing football. I desired to play football. I wanted to play. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I liked taking the frustration and the anger out that I had, that I didn't even understand where it was coming from. And some of those childhood traumas came out in football. And I took that aggression and anger out on the football field, in the weight room. And that's okay. But it did not get to the root cause of the problem. So I had to discover through my rock bottom that I had to face those traumas, those demons, and I needed to create a disciplined life, a daily disciplined schedule, tasks, habits that became a lifestyle. I'm still working on that. I'm still building those up. And every video, every book, every podcast, for every successful person that's ever walked the face of this earth, man or woman, or child or teenager for that matter, anyone, it has been discipline. And applying that discipline in your entire life is the secret to success. And as a man, we have a lot of weight on our shoulders. We are expected to be strong, to be brave, to be leaders, to be understanding, calm, compassionate. The list goes on, right? But we were conditioned to stuff those emotions that connected us to some of those things, those strengths or lack thereof that we never achieved because we were emotional immature and we acted as a grown child at times. And I am guilty of that. And when you add in things like alcohol and other addictive drugs, it's easy to be that person and to relax and release those things, and you're not sure where they came from, and these triggers come out, and whoa. So that's where you really need to pause. You need to take a step back. You need to evaluate your life and where you're at, and you need to become disciplined. And I've talked about this many times, but I'm going to reiterate it, is that you should get a planner and you should plan your day and you should end your day and you should check in with yourself every week and every month and every quarter and every 12 months annually to see where you're at, to see that if you've made progress in the areas and the goals that you set for yourself. I have not been great at this over my lifetime, but I have accomplished so much in the last 2 years and 10 months that I can't even believe everything that I've accomplished. And there's so much more that I want to accomplish. And I'm still procrastinating on certain things because I'm afraid, I'm fearful of what many things, of the unknown, of what might or might not happen, the failures, what people might say, think, or do, all those things. And those are okay. And you need to express those and you need to journal those out. And it's okay to do these things as a man, but you got to become disciplined. So set your schedule, use a planner, plan your day, very specifically what you're going to do first thing when you wake up. You're going to not look at your phone. You're going to meditate. You're going to do your breath work. You're going to drink your coffee, eat your breakfast. You're going to stretch. You're going to go to the gym. You're going to run. You're going to hop right out the door and drive to work, but you're going to meditate on your way, and you're going to breathe while you're walking into the office to keep yourself calm. And you're going to focus on gratitude. You're going to take a break when you need to replenish your body and refocus and remain present. And you're going to do the best that you possibly can. You're going to admit your faults. You're going to apologize when you made a mistake or you hurt someone. And you're going to strive to better yourself each day. And you're going to go home, and maybe if you didn't work out in the morning, you're going to work out that evening. Anything that you can do, jumping jacks in your room, walk around the block, walk the dog, push-ups, crunches, squats, lunges, anything that you can do to improve yourself. And physical activity is a catalyst. So that discipline is so important. But discipline stretches across your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your financial health, and your relational health. Those relationships that you have with yourself, with your family, with your romantic partner, with your friends, with your coworkers, and even strangers. So discipline is so vitally important. Now, number 2, devotion. Well, devotion is summarized in I have committed myself, I've devoted myself to a specific task, to a specific goal, to a company, to a romantic partner, to a friend, to myself. I am making that commitment. Whether it's internally or it's externally, you share it on social media, you tell your closest friends, you tell your romantic partner only, and that's okay. You do what works for you, but do something that holds you accountable. Planning it, writing the goal, journaling about it, any of those things to hold yourself accountable. And devotion touches upon your beliefs and your core values and your passion. So as you look at your life, you reflect, you pause, and you say, you know what? I need to create some discipline in my life. What do I want to do? What do I want to pursue? And then you start digging in and discovering what you like to do, and then what you're good at, and then you pursue that. You apply that discipline to those passions. And so that's devotion. So you want to be disciplined and you want to have devotion to whatever you decide to pursue and commit yourself to in this short life that we have here. Now, dedication. At this point is when you want to devote and dedicate yourself to those core things. You don't want to overextend yourself. You don't want to have too many activities going at the same time, too many big projects, too many big goals. You want to pick one or two major things and put your energy into those, but also knock off those smaller tasks that are going to get you to that next place in your life on that journey that you're pursuing to achieve these goals and to become the better version of you. And as you apply the discipline and you apply the devotion to the dedication and you roll these things all together, that's where the successes start to come. Now, you are still going to have failures. Yes, those are going to come. But because you have discipline, because you're devoted, because you have dedication, you're going to get back up and you're going to go left instead of right. You're going to turn back around and maybe adjust and then keep pushing forward. You're going to climb over that wall and you're just going to keep going. You're going to keep trying things because you will not fail no matter what. No matter what anybody says or thinks, it doesn't matter. It's you and your goals. It's what you want to achieve out of this life, because at the end of the day, it's between you and what you desire and how content and happy you are with yourself and the things that you achieve in your own life. That's where it all comes together. Now, determination is number 4. So you've got discipline, devotion, dedication, and determination. Again, you can piggyback these things together, dedication, determination, but you can be dedicated but not be determined if things get in the way, these challenges. We all face challenges in life. We all have struggles. And never compare yourself to someone else who has a particular struggle. And don't ever belittle them or make them feel less than for their struggle, because their struggle is important to them. And it's something they have to deal with head on, something they have to figure out how to get over or around and shift and change and do all those things that are necessary. It's their path, it's their journey, but you can encourage them and you can be the example by what you're doing. There's so many different people that you can listen to and watch on YouTube, for example, such as Matthew McConaughey, who will help you by leading by example for others and inspiring and seeing their successes and hearing about their failures, but they did not give up because they were disciplined, they were devoted, they were dedicated, and they were determined. Successful people are determined to get to that next place. And they're okay with shifting and changing and rerouting if necessary, which oftentimes it is. And they're not so set in an expectation or a result that it keeps them from allowing their ego to just stop them in their tracks. Easier said than done. I understand that sometimes, but that's what it takes. And I'm speaking to myself in this video, in this podcast. I am speaking to myself. I need this for me. That's why I'm doing this. I need this project for me. I need the coaching for me, but I also need to share it and teach it and give back and show others that it is possible. Show others that the common man, an everyday man next door, middle-aged man such as myself, can be disciplined, devoted, dedicated, determined, and I can be successful in whatever it is that I choose to be successful in. And it's success to me that defines what that success is, not anybody else. Number 5, domination. Well, this often can be seen as kind of negative, but I'm not looking at it that way. I'm not viewing it that way because I try not to view anything negative. I try to take the positive from it and learn from it and grow and apply it in the best way possible. And so domination to me would be influence led by example, which would include your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your financial health, and your relational health. Now, if you are disciplined, devoted, dedicated, determined, and you want to dominate in your life, in your own story, in the movie of your life, you want to dominate in these areas, you've got to apply the discipline. You've got to apply the devotion, the dedication, determination to these things in your life, to these habits, to these actions that become habits, that become a lifestyle, and be able to admit when you made a mistake and when you took a wrong turn, and be able to be humble enough to be a humble man that can speak your truth with love, even if it hurts somebody's feelings because they're not ready to hear it or receive it. You can listen with intention because there's always something that can be learned from someone else and their experience. You can hold the space. You can be a safe space for those in your life, your romantic partner, your family, your friends, your coworkers, even complete strangers on the train or the bus or in a cab. And then they know by your actions that you are trustworthy, and they can come back to you and they can believe that what you say is what you will do, and you will follow through with that. Because the best way to show someone who you are and what you're all about is by your actions, not your words necessarily. You can have the best words out of anybody, but if your actions don't back up those words become meaningless at some point. And then you've lost the love, you've lost the trust, you've lost the other person's desire to listen to you with intention, because they don't even believe that you're telling the truth anymore. And this is what breaks up relationships between romantic partners, between friends, between family. And being a role model includes all of these steps. And as men, we're expected to be role models. And there's so many great role models and there's so many poor role models. But I believe in second chances. I believe that anyone walking this earth, no matter what they have done, deserves a second chance at some level. And it's up to them if they take ownership of what they did and take ownership of the second opportunity, the second chance that they get. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on those specifics, but just think of those things that may have happened that you've experienced with someone who has hurt you. And part of the 12 steps, the recovery program, it's admitting your mistakes. It is then letting others know who you hurt. Let them know that you're sorry. You're sincerely sorry, and you are working to better yourself, to improve yourself. And you will do your best to not make those same mistakes again. And you will show and prove to them and others in the world by example, by your actions, your new disciplined self that created those new, better, healthier habits that became your new, better, healthier lifestyle that created the new you. And the old you no longer exists because you have redefined who you are. And from this chapter forward, this is who you are, and this is who you will continue to become, because you chose to, number one, look within and accept who you are, your faults, and you chose to work on it every single day. You said, you know what? I'm no longer going to keep things in. I'm no longer going to hold these things in. I'm going to speak my truth, but I'm going to speak with love. I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen with intention to understand. I'm going to hold space and be a safe place for those in my life. I'm going to be trustworthy. My word is my bond. I'm going to be a role model in a positive way. I'm going to give back to the best of my ability to show the things that I've done in my life that I maybe am not so proud of. That's over. The past is the past. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've forgiven myself. I've apologized to others to the best of my ability. And I've made amends, and I've committed to be this new person. And so now I am focused on these 6 habits that will determine my success as a man. I will be disciplined in everything that I do, in every area of my life, including mental, physical, spiritual, financial, and relational health. Every day I will work on these things. I am devoted to the new me. I'm devoted to my family, to my romantic partner, to my friends, to my job, to those that I encounter. I am devoted to be the best version of me. I'm dedicated to do these things, and I will get back up. I'm determined, no matter what happens, that I will continue fighting till the day that I leave this earth, my soul leaves my body. I will dominate in all areas because I'm going to be positive. I'm going to dominate my mental, physical, spiritual, financial, and relational health to the best of my ability. I'm going to learn every day. And then at the end, I'm going to celebrate. When I say the end, I mean the end of every day, the end of every achievement. Don't wait. Don't keep the good china or your favorite shirt tucked away for a special occasion. Today is a special occasion. You woke up, you're breathing, you're healthy. You can walk, you can talk, you can smell, you can taste, touch, hug, cuddle, kiss, do all those things. Hopefully you can do most of those things. And if you can't, you are focused on the things that you can do, and you're grateful for those things, and you celebrate the wins, and you don't dwell on the losses, and you don't get stuck. You keep moving forward. You remember that tomorrow is a new day. And if you have the opportunity to wake up, that is a blessing. And I'm going to follow my new disciplined life, my new habits, my new lifestyle. And I'm going to be the best version of myself. And if you can follow these 6 habits, they will determine your success, of how you define success. Don't get caught up in how the world defines success, or your parents, or your friends, or your family, or your loved ones, or any of those people. What is it for you? What makes you happy? Because if you can believe in yourself, and you can be happy within yourself, and you believe that the things that you're doing are successes, and you have a support system that can fully support you without judgment, there's nothing better. And I tell you, that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what this is all about. And I really, truly appreciate your time. I love every single one of you who watches the videos, listens to the podcast episodes, interacts on any of the content, doesn't interact, but just is there, is following, is occasionally liking, because you're back in the shadows and you're trying to figure out your own life and your own world and your own journey. And you just haven't got the courage to reach out yet or make a statement or anything. And that's fine. But that's why this is being made available to you, because I know that people need this. I know how much I needed this, and how I've pulled myself out from a dark, deep place of depression and uncertainty, fear, anxiety, and it's just a whole new life, a whole new world. And I want other men to be able to do the same thing. And right now is the most important time, I believe, in the history of us being here on this planet. We've got to step it up, and we've got to redefine ourselves as men, and we've got to stand up and speak our truth and stand up for what's right, and do whatever we can to better ourselves and to protect our loved ones, and stand up for the freedoms and the amazing things that we have at our fingertips. Thank you so much. I'm going to share a number of different books that I recommend that you read. Anybody can read these. They're wonderful books, but these are very specific to things that I think will be valuable for men to read, to encourage them, to help them grow in all different areas in their life. Thank you so much for listening. I really, really, truly appreciate you. Hope this provided some insights, some inspiration, motivation, some very specific practical tips and tools and habits and actions that you can apply to your own life to get you on the journey of becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you so much. You have a blessed day. Till next time.